it should be in accordance with the way and the guidance that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ gave us. Similarly, in the community, there is a responsibility for education. And when we look at the family and the community, we have to look at issues. There are certain pressing issues in the society today which have to do with the practices of the people of the past. And I just mention them because I know it is a disease here. The disease regarding dowry, for example. These are family problems now, community problems. The dowry issue. That when a man wants to marry his daughter, he has to give money, wealth, to the bridegroom, the male. Islam has mahar. The mahar is given by the male to the female to indicate as symbolic of his preparedness to look after that young lady, that woman. This is mahar. That's what we have in Islam. But in Hindu culture and in Christian culture, the practice is the opposite. They paid the men to marry their daughters. This is their practice. As a result, you have the phenomenon in India of bride burnings. I'm not telling you something that you're not well aware of. How many hundreds of women are burnt to death every year by their husbands and their mothers-in-laws and others because they didn't bring the dowries that were promised, or the family wants more. Now, one may say, oh, that's their problem. But guess what? I read in the newspaper not too long ago that in Dhaka, well, you might say it's not India, but it's India. I mean, people draw the lines and say this is Bangladesh and this is India, but reality, it is all one. In Dhaka, it said, a greedy husband burned to death his young wife at Sikpara in the city following a feud over dowry, police said. They said Zahir Mia poured gasoline over the body of his wife, Shahnaz, and set her on fire on Sunday. She died at Dhaka Medical College Hospital yesterday. This is Muslims. This is a sickness. It is something which the Muslim community must eradicate. It is something which is harmful to the community. This is why you will find that men, when their wives give birth to daughters, their face is, oh, another girl. A girl. If their wife can't give birth to boys, they want to divorce them. This happens amongst Muslims. The boy, they're happy. The girls are not happy. Why? Because girls are problems. You have to think about how much money you have to now, you have 5, 6 daughters, your life is now hell. You have to be raised and getting money from here, there, everything, trying to get them married. So much so that this belief has led to a distortions of basic Islamic practices. So you will find it common amongst Muslims who have this belief of this dowry, etc. They will say, it is not compulsory for a man to make Hajj if he has a daughter of marriageable age. Priority is getting his daughter married. So it is not required of him to make Hajj until he gets his daughter married. This is falsehood. This is a lie. This is against Islam. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, whoever has the means to make Hajj and doesn't make Hajj, it makes no difference to Allah whether he died a Christian or a Zoroastrian or whatever. Hajj is compulsory once one has the means. This new idea has only come up because Muslims have started the practice of paying dowries for their daughters. That's where it came from. So you can see how false ideas like this can actually go back and hurt the very pillars of Islam, damage them, distort them. So people will not fulfill a pillar of Islam because of this innovation. This topic is a very vast topic. So I just would like to, in the few remaining minutes, touch on some other aspects related to the establishment of Islam in a non-Muslim society. And that is in regards to organization, the setting up of institutions. And as we spoke of education, and we spoke of education of the religion as a priority, we said that there is also a second level priority of education necessary for survival in this society, meaning the academic knowledge which is necessary for the community to survive. That academic knowledge is to be gotten in academic institutions. So it is essential for Muslims to establish academic institutions which have the proper ethos, the proper concept, the proper goals, the proper methodologies. If we put our children in non-Muslim schools, taught by non-Muslims, can we expect them to grow up with an Islamic understanding? No. And they spend more time in the schools than they spend at home. What is going to be the end result? The end result is what we are seeing around us today, where the masjids are filled with the old and the dying. The youths are elsewhere, in the cinema, in the discos, etc. This is the reality of a lack of an educational system by which to convey Islam in an academic environment so that the graduates of such schools would be able to take their place in society with the correct perspective. It means that we need institutions. We need schools, primary, secondary schools, which are teaching in English medium. In English medium, because the future, the present, is in English medium knowledge. Teaching academics, your sciences, all the subjects, but by Muslim teachers and from an Islamic perspective. The Islamization of knowledge. This is a process which is arising in different parts of the Muslim world today, but to a large degree it is absent here. In Mumbai, how many such institutions exist for Muslims? How many? I think none. Virtually none. And the sin of not having it is borne by the community. We cannot say, well, we are in a non-Muslim country. No. We have the means. We have millionaire Muslims right in our midst, economically capable to set up such institutions. Institutions which achieve the excellence in academia, but at the same time graduate students who have a sense of responsibility to their community. That they come out as a doctor, but they're not thinking I'm being a doctor because it makes a lot of money, I can get a nice house and car and have a nice life. But no, paradise finished. That's it. Muslims are in paradise, non-Muslims